This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make it change today, and all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I really greatly appreciate it. If you want to help us out, my new Suck Less brand of performance supplements help you suck less. We have a 6-week challenge that we are posting out there later today. It is just trying to be a little bit better. It's nothing complicated. Life is complicated enough. It's try to work out 3 to 5 days. If you're working out 3 days, try to do 5. And I'm not talking if you're not doing anything out there, just get out and walk around for an hour. Put a backpack on. Walk for an hour. It's nothing crazy. We're going to put links if you're not at my gym of how to get to our workouts. And part of it is a whole bunch of other things. But work out 3 to 5 days. Try to improve your diet. Slow changes, right? I'm all for just like ripping the Band-Aid off. But sometimes people need to take slow little steps. I always tell people I slowly took sugar out until I felt like, what kind of heroin crack addict am I? Then I'm like sprinkling sugar into my coffee. This is stupid. And now I cannot stand the taste of sugar in my coffee whatsoever. I'll spit it out. It's just too sweet, too gross. Your taste buds will change over time. You get accustomed to the super sweet right there. They're just hooking you in. Those mother suckers. Those big corporations. We're small, but man, they just try to hook you in and get you addicted. Improve your diet. Keep the principles of suck less in mind. Do hard things. And hard is all relative. It doesn't have to be some crazy workout that you found on the internet and now you hurt yourself, like say a Murph type of workout that you find from CrossFit and you just wreck yourself. I had somebody really in shape in my Project Fit class go and visit family for like 2 or 3 weeks, and how sore they were from 4 minutes total in a workout of sit-ups. So hard's relative. Start slow and easy, right? The disclaimer, check your doctor, all that stuff. But, too many people are stupid out there. Don't be stupid. Be smart. Slowly ease yourself into it. It's all relative. And don't be a wuss. People wuss out all the time. They make an excuse and all these other things that, is it that little voice in your head? I told my class just yesterday, look, do I need to go a little bit easier today? Or am I being a wuss? And sometimes in the middle of a workout, I'm going, I'm feeling better. Come on, you're being a wuss. Step it up, put more weight on the bar, go a little bit faster, whatever it is. Now, you're going to get a ton of stuff with this. We've got our Project 101. We've got our whole ClearSky.Training portal for this that you're going to get tips and tricks, survival guide, a meal guide and recipe book. There's a vegan one. We've got a ton of different options. We've got another 6-week paleo guide, a bunch of things we've put together over the years, done for you meals, meal prep survival guide, a ton of stuff, as well as that portal of workouts, and then also a link to our daily things that we're doing here at Rocky Mountain. So great way to support the podcast. All you have to do is start a subscription to 2 or more products. We've got some common ones on there, whey isolate protein or the regular whey. It's hard to get your protein. You need your protein. That's a great source. I do it every day. We've got our OxyBurn, help you burn fat if you are having that type of issue. Your BCAAs, they are great for recoveral. We should bring Josh in. He's over there laughing, but we won't put him on camera yet. All right, we'll switch Josh. He's like over there patiently twiddling his thumbs. I forget the button to push. There it is. There's Josh.
You remember the button push.
I remember.
Hey, I like the seasoning guide. Just because food is healthy for you doesn't mean it has to be bland. Like, in seasoning is everything.
Yeah.
And I really like that because
Yeah.
there's so
I had a
many
lot of
options.
bland things before my wife. She's really good at that.
Right, and that's what really throws people back. So get the guide, get the stuff, order today. I mean, knowing how to season the
Yeah,
right
there's
kind
a
of
ton
food
of
is
value
huge.
in it. All you have to do is start a subscription to 2 or more products. There's great. It doesn't have to be what's on that site on suckless.co. It's anything, any product. We will email you a code to get onto our ClearSky.Training portal and have access to all that stuff. Help support the podcast. We need all your support. If you're here at RMSDF, another great way to support us is let a friend know. Let them know about us, that we have kids programs. Sometimes it's always amazing. Oh, you have kids or programs. I didn't know that. That really helps out. The number one thing here we're trying to do is build confidence. And, part of that is slow and steady.
Yeah.
You were talking about finishing what you started, and that can be a challenge these days. It's a big thing because something pops up and just trying to finish a product.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Suck Less, but it was a slow, steady process because I just couldn't devote all my time as an entrepreneur to something that's making zero money.
Yeah.
Right? It's not making
It's tough.
money, and even let alone getting back to zero from the amount of hours I spent and everything else. Just getting the production of these supplements is time consuming and
Time is
costly.
money. Yeah, time is
So
money. So
we believe in the lifestyle image of Suck Less.
yeah.
Like what we represent, because there's a ton of choices out there, and we're trying to offer a good product at an affordable price. We could up the price and everything and get even crazier supplements, and you're looking at a $10,000 investment of going even crazier,
Yeah.
just to bring your own label to market.
Which is wild.
That's kind of what you're looking at. We've partnered with a great lab that does supplements for other companies, across the United States. They're a great brand. It's that USA.
Yeah. American
But
made.
we can, I can do custom formulas, but we're way off of that. We've got to, we're not even breaking even. But of course, my mind was like, I'd like to do this, but they're great. They're good stuff. I've been testing them myself. Really good stuff compared to, you guys know we use Prestige Labs. We're just an affiliate with them. Where it's much better to do your own thing than be somebody's
'cause
affiliate. It was
that's
just
what you're after. Yeah.
it was some really good stuff. But I've been testing, haven't noticed any degrade, and I know when I don't supplement, I don't feel as good.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
amazing
don't
what it does
quite
for you.
have that energy. So, check that stuff out, and
It's a family biz too, so
yeah,
make
trying
sure
to
you
teach
help
my
out.
daughter. So
That's
look
right.
for the video Josh is making. But send people in and finish what you started. It's such a journey
Oh my
that
gosh.
one of our ideas of kicking around for the podcast was I want to talk briefly about 911 calls because you don't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
And self-regulating, controlling, being a good training partner. That's tough stuff, right? It really, like the evolution going from white belt to
Anything.
black,
Yeah.
even blue. It's it's being a good training partner. Nick was talking about trying to teach his students last night and in some other classes of being an actor. Like you're trying to role model this stuff. Ryan just told me, he's like, I was trying to role play and all my wife did is laugh. I'm like, it's really tough with your family.
Yeah.
She's just laughing at me and I'm trying to play the bad guy. Yeah, training your family is super tough, guys. I know a lot of guys. It's better to send them in. I know this is my job, but man, I see trying to train your own family, and this is from personal experience.
Same here.
And seeing my martial arts instructor struggle with his family and different things, it is just so hard. It's that reinforcing. I think like the best thing one of our, I think he's in his 30s now, said on our Facebook recently, John was like a second dad to me, a second role model. That's what we want. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so many guys want to be the guy and teach their family everything. Sometimes they learn better from somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't, help them and practice at home and stuff like that, but sometimes I tell, like, you're not a trainer.
Yeah.
You have this limited experience. Send them to a professional. Like, and God, in my evolution, I'm like, God, I thought I was good 10 years ago, and I had years and years of experience.
Yeah.
So, that person day to day,
It's just
the
tough
professional, is a whole lot better. We don't know it all. We don't, I tell the kids, it's okay to ask questions. Mm-hmm. Look at all the jobs out there. That means other adults, other parents don't know how to do that job.
Yeah. Right.
They don't have that skill set. They're good at this and, other life skills. But when it comes down to you need your taxes done, go to the professional.
Yeah. It's experience. I tried to teach my wife some things, and by the end of the training session, I just said, you know what, you need to go train with John. Like, I can't do this for you.
Yeah,
and it's just
so
it's
difficult.
just hard. And I was like, you need to go see the pro, and then she signs up at the gym to start exercising and all that stuff, just because.
Yeah,
I didn't have the capacity to do it. It was beyond my level of expertise. How's that?
Yeah, dealing with your wife is beyond your level of expertise.
And that's what I tell her. I was saying, you're beyond my level of expertise.
Yeah, it's a good way to get divorced. It's a good way to start a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough sometimes to train that way. But, self-regulating.
It's
hard. Having yourself under control.
Yeah.
Training with Eric today, our good buddy that trains BJJ with us. He was saying, just in his experience, God, we a bunch of us, we switched gyms, or they started, going to an open mat with, and they were like, God, you guys are a bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah.
You're like super hard. Like, no, I'm not going hard. Like, oh, you are. Yeah. It's a learning experience. I think it's really, really hard to be a good training partner, not overdo it. People get way too excited. They get way too amped up. And, regardless of what it is, if it's, striking, getting hit with a freaking elbow is no fun.
Oh, my gosh.
And, getting arm bar applied overly aggressive is no fun either. It doesn't matter what the heck it is.
No.
When somebody's getting a little out of control, they're learning it and they're trying to go through those moves all so fast in their head, they end up hurting somebody.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike. You get on a bike, you have to learn how to pedal slow, and there's training wheels, and then you just don't get on it and start going a million miles an hour because you'll hit the wall and people get hurt. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a bicycle. Just once you start pedaling, slowly pedal, just to get used to the movement. Because if you're a brand new student, you don't even know where your hands are in relation to your body.
Just the body awareness. I mean, it depends. We were kind of saying, like, different athletes, different sports pick those things up quicker.
Sure.
That they're more attuned to their body, and they can go slow. But some sports, it's just aggressive.
Yeah.
I said, football can be that way. Like, you're just going hard.
Yeah.
And that's what when you're like, hey, we're going hard, and we're saying, those band guys, they think everything's hard because nobody's ever touched them, and they're all sensitive. That's a poke at Josh.
Yeah. I was a band nerd growing
up. If you're a band person, don't get all mad at me.
Oh, there's a lot of them, and all of a sudden they're
But go ahead and comment on our YouTube. We like comments.
Right.
Go ahead and comment.
Tell them that
we don't
nerds...
read the comments, FYI. We do not read the comments because they hurt our feelings, and then we have to go to therapy.
And if they're really bad, then we'll just block it.
I don't know. Like,
No, we
whatever.
But if somebody comes in and they were a dancer, I mean, they already know where their body's been, right? And it's kind of elegant to watch somebody who's done ballet and stuff like that, but do a martial art because there's a level of elegance that they have to it, and they understand their body. But you get a band nerd in there who's never done that stuff, and
Yeah,
You can't even
I
period
had
lap.
a young guy, young teenage, he was probably 16-ish, and it took me so long to diagnose his fight stance as he progressed. And just one night, I went, I don't know what's wrong with your fight stance. There's just something about it. It kind of seems like you're gliding. You have no contact. You have no power from the floor, and your punches, it's like you're gliding. And he goes, well, I've been dancing since I was a little, like, two, like the whole like our whole family, and the mom was in the class, and I was like, oh yeah, we're dancers. Like that. Well, there it is. You're gliding. You have no power from the floor. You're just it was so hard. Once I had diagnosed it, I was going to my upper level coaches here and be like, what's wrong with his stance? And it would baffle them. I'm like, don't worry. It took me a minute longer than usual to diagnose this kid's stance. And this is he had progressed. This wasn't a beginner mistake. You look at him, you're like, solid positioning, and he's moving around, but he was gliding. Like you didn't have any power. He didn't have any power when he came in.
Yeah, but he looked graceful.
Like again, yeah, you look graceful.
Yeah.
And again, you picked it up. I'm glad dancers, like they have good awareness of where they're and their and footwork.
Yeah, because
footwork is so hard.
I get lost in footwork. Like I've been trying to really concentrate on it lately.
Yeah, it's your base, it's your foundation. So, you got anything else on that?
Well, we just live in a world where everybody will start something and quit, like in video games or movies or stuff. Like, it's so easy to stop what you're doing. The things that we're given for entertainment and stuff in our lives, it's easy just to quit, right? Because the next thing will come along. The next thing will come along. And it's really hard to, like, grab something now and to pursue it, which is kind of sad in our society because when you find something you love, you want to do it for the rest of your life. I mean, I told you once, I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I meant it, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I continue. But if you don't find that kind of love for it, it's easy just to stop.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how detrimental that is to you on anything you stop, because then you never get anything done. I made my bed halfway. I cooked dinner halfway. Right? I did my homework halfway. I cleaned the yard halfway. Like, you've got to finish
Yeah.
things.
It's, like martial arts, it's fine-tuning something. People try to learn too many techniques. Hey, keep it simple. But it's even, like, how many front kicks have you thrown?
Yeah.
And people are like, a lot. And probably, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Like, how automatic is it?
Yeah.
Does it just go off without thinking? Yeah. There's no conscious thought.
Yeah.
But people want to learn more techniques and do more. And, sometimes it's just training. It's like I had my Apex class today. I mean, we had some good discussions. And, discussions are good, but it's not mat quote time.
Sure.
But they're important. But just rolling, like, all right, just go. All right, we're just working clinch. Just good guy, bad guy. Bad guy, go for your weapon. Bad guy, give him things and situations to go to.
Yeah.
They're all good. You got to play the game. You got to get those reps.
Yeah.
We get let's cover our new technique. Sure. But how about refining these, or like one that came up that I think you would like. We have two females, doesn't matter, but you have two females. Bad guy is on top. Now bad guy starts to lose the weapon that they have. We didn't have the bad guy. The bad guy still had on their gun, and that offers another problem. Obviously for the good guy, that the bad guy has a gun. But it was a perfect one in that scenario where they're losing the gun. No intention, and that led to a discussion on what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Oh, if I'm the bad guy that's losing the gun,
No,
I'm
you're
the person on the bottom.
No, let's go good guy.
Okay.
Let's go good guy. So what are you going to do there?
I monitor hands. I might make a play for the weapon if it comes out. Because
Whoa, let's hold on there. Might. Let's go some principles of Krav Maga.
Yeah.
I should control the weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's probably too hands-on. That you're on bottom.
Yeah.
They're already in a superior position. So you're like monitoring their hands. You better be monitoring the hands.
Yeah.
And controlling that weapon. And how are you controlling the gunman? Well, in that situation, you don't really have a strike, so you better have two hands on that control of the weapon.
And I'm going to be thinking about position. I want to get up and out at that point, but if they're on top of me now, I got to think about.
So probably a trap and roll.
Yeah, I got to switch
You've got to
positions.
work, do some sort of control and trap and roll.
And still maintain the two
and that whole
weapon.
thing, and going, what's the whole scenario?
Yeah.
Because I said, okay, so this lady was drunk at Applebee's and attacked you. What's her demeanor? Mm-hmm. Are they going, oh my God? Are you going, whoa, you got a gun? Are they backing down? Yeah. Are they backing down? Are they having this sobering moment of going, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Or is it the homeless person or whatever, situation, and they're like, they, quote, lose their gun, but now they're going for it and it's coming out, and and you're going for it. You've got to. You got no choice.
Because if not, you're in a bad doo-doo spot.
But if they're backing down, of course, Justin was like, what if they back down and move away and shoot you? I'm like,
there's a lot of what ifs there.
I mean, there's a whole lot of what ifs here. If you do, are you taking them in good faith? They're just do you draw on them? I'm like, sure, maybe, but now you're starting a gunfight.
Yeah.
Are they trying to reholster? Are they looking like they decided to be like, oh, now I'm going to shoot you, ha ha ha?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit. It's like, come on, guys. Like, oh, I shot you. Some of it's getting a little childish sometimes of like, well, how were you presenting yourself in that scenario for your partner? Mm-hmm. Because it is like, whatever. Like, you were acting like, hey, man, this is stupid, right? Man, oh, crap. Whoa, totally backing down. And then to be to your training partner, like, I'm going to boom, 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 boom. Like, okay, asshole.
Right.
Because these are they're so context dependent, as Todd says. Yeah. But it's a tricky scenario. I'm like, are you trying to de-escalate here? And I would be trying to like, whoa, come on, whoa. Right. Especially if they aren't looking like they're really drawing this gun on purpose. They're like, oh crap. And shoot. I was like, did you? Because when I came onto this, I'm like, who's the good person?
Yeah.
Because I can't tell if you're just losing your gun, and a little bit I'm losing my gun, so instinctively kind of went a little bit to weapon retention. Yeah. It was out, and she's trying to keep it in her shirt.
As a good partner, you don't want to start with the gotcha things. Like, you want them to work out the problem.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes as the bad guy, you want to win. But if you're training with somebody, you're not trying to win as the antagonist, right? You're just trying to give them a problem that they can create a solution for. And that's how you describe it to me, right? Give them a problem. Let them work it. If they work out the problem fast, give them another one. But don't start giving them problem after problem after problem, and then get a gotcha moment where you're like, oh, you weren't ready.
Gotcha, yeah. It's where Todd just said, what the heck was it? Now, if somebody challenges me or insults me, now I'm going to go. Right now, I'm going to go. Now that's a reason as a training partner, like, now I'm going to get you. Yeah. Now you're not disengaging. Now you're doing this.
Because that way the person who's the protagonist can see what their actions will have an effect on the person that you would be confronting in that moment, right?
Yeah.
Like the challenge part.
Yeah,
and insulting them.
Yeah, and I think it's a discussion that what are you doing to them? Did you, as the good guy, Krav Maga's not great at it either as BJJ. I got you in an armbar. Did you just you're doing great bodily harm?
I know.
Krav Maga is guilty of that. Guillotine, you name it.
Yeah.
And including, excessive force, that knowing when to regulate and that I can disengage, of knowing, and feeling that fight of when when's too much, or did you get yourself into a blind rage? Are you able to keep yourself calm in that fight and not get so amped up that you can't stop yourself?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, some people just get themselves going. They can't calm themselves down.
You just watch that level just
trying to
keep
be
on
calm
rising
in the fight.
and rising. And that'll be the hardest thing for some people, is just trying to keep a level head. I mean, you can see some people overreact to a wrong order at the coffee shop, right?
Yeah.
They can't self-regulate there, and then they go to one of these classes, and the self-regulation part, you see how hard it is. Because if you can't do it in normal life, you won't be able to do it in training life, and you won't be able to do it certainly in fight life if it were to happen. And then that's where some of the mistakes happen, where you might do things that may make you the bad guy, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
And that's super important to remember, because like as soon as I put something on someone, I'm doing them great bodily harm. I gave them reasons to go.
Yeah, you gave somebody,
and it's really scary.
Legal,
right?
Even if they were the bad guy.
Yeah.
You gave them a legal reason to now maybe access that knife.
Yeah.
Was it what you did that caused that action? You can think you were, justified in doing that, but now it might become mutual combat that, hey, look, he attacked you, but now you're crushing his airway. You're, you've got him in a Kimura. Hey, whatever it may be, an ankle lock, whatever, toe hold, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're limiting my ability to escape. These are all positions where I'm justified in using higher force.
And you'll never see that fine line unless you train. You always think in your mind that you'll be able to figure it out. But I've been in lots of scenarios where I've shot the quote-unquote good guy, being a good guy myself. I remember one particular, I'm doing an elevator scene scenario, and I've got two people that are trying to attack me. I eliminate both of them, but John's standing there. He looks at me and he goes, "Ah!" And I shoot him. And it, there was so much going on there. I didn't regulate to the point where
you got yourself so amped up that everything's a threat. Everything's
and
a
that's
threat.
what happened.
And you're like, anybody near me, I'm so amped up, blah, 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 I'm just shooting everybody. And somebody putting their hands up of like, don't shoot me. Like, whoa.
And I remember playing out in slow motion. I'm like, I know I shouldn't shoot this person. Poof. And that's the scary part, right? Because
the body's already going, and your
the
head's
mind's like,
playing catch up, and it's like can't stop the body. It's tough. So, going slow, and sometimes slower's better
and safer. I mean,
and students, it's a learning process that you just have to go through.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. You have to go through
And once you see what they look like, now you know that when you put the gloves and the mouthpiece on, you're going at a different intensity level, right?
What are you talking about?
So, like when we're doing a light, if you're doing something light with a partner and you're just trying to work things out, you realize that it's a lower level of intensity, right? And you start to see these levels of intensity happen as you start.
I don't know. I'm lost on, like you said, now you threw on the mouthpiece and the gloves.
Okay, well, what I'm getting at is that you start to.
So now I'm going hard because I got a mouthpiece in?
But you've got to talk to the person about it.
Well, it should be regulated by the hey, we're making contact.
Okay.
Just because you put the mouthpiece and gloves in, is that go time? And that's what it's not go time.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm putting the mouthpiece in. No.
I'm just trying not to lose teeth sometimes, like out of safety.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to bite your tongue off or anything like that. Chip teeth. It's that. Like sparring can be slow and it can be seeing the fight, and you might be doing slow touch gloves. It's a little bit safer, for those people working through those, but there's all those different levels of intensity.
Yeah,
and that is super hard. Hey, we're going 10, 20%. And you might go out and you got to be able to regulate yourself back down. Oh, I felt I'm going a little fast, and not continuing to go. It's not like you're getting on the on-ramp and, you're not that super slow, annoying person trying to get on the highway. Like, get on the highway, get highway speed. You can start sparring, and you're coming off of that on-ramp, let's just say at 35, 45. Are you hitting 100? Or did you regulate and merge yourself in there? Or do you just continue to accelerate? Now you're at Sky Ridge doing 100. Now you got caught in that speed.
And maybe I just wasn't saying, but you
kind of
start to recognize this
it's go time,
right? But you know the difference between the level here versus the level here, and most beginners just think that there's just high intensity level. The more you train, the more you realize
you just don't know how to regulate yourself through those. Beginners are going way faster than they think they're going. They think they're going at 50 and they're really probably like 80 or 90, and it's not creating an injury, and so we can train and we can protect our families. So we're a bit long, guys. One thing I want you guys to think of, making that 911 call, run it in your head. Do those things. Don't get in a situation where you spill your guts or say something. My wife just showed me a horrible law enforcement bad shoot, and this guy, I believe it's so it just makes it worse because now is it racially motivated? But a woman calls for somebody maybe around her house, or an intruder, snooping around or something. Long story short, this guy, the cop that ends up shooting this woman, his body cam is off, partners is on, luckily, and this woman says nothing that I can particular that there was a threat. They actually had her sitting down. She's like, "Oh, I've got something on the stove."
Yeah,
Goes over to the stove. You've seen this one, and it's just terrible. I mean, she says, "I will rebuke you in the name of Jesus" or something. It's kind of hard to hear her because she's so far away in the room. But he's like, "I'm going to shoot you in the face," and then he says at the end, where the supporting officer was like, "I'm going to get medical gear or something," and he's like, "Yeah, good luck with that." Essentially, don't quote me on that. That was a headshot. And you're going, "You sound like a cold-blooded killer." Yeah. And it's caught on record.
Video.
It's on video. You got the audio. So when you're calling 911, run those scenarios in your head. Give them your name. Give them your location. I was attacked. I was in fear for my life. I had no choice but to defend myself. Don't start breaking down what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You have the right to remain silent. Give them the pertinent information. We need EMS here. This is what I'm wearing. Boom. And you can see actually the two of my ladies today were wearing very similar clothes. One had a different color blue shirt on than the other. One had black, one had brown pants on, and they're both blonde. You're like, whoa, man, you could see how that could get confusing.
I'm the blonde in the black pants, right? You show up and there's four of them. It's like, oh, crap. And
or
they're all going
to... Like, was that brown or black? All of a sudden, was the bad person wearing black or brown? I can't remember. Under stress. It's not easy. Don't get yourself all spun up and saying something that might put you in a bad position later on.
It's the start of the legal record, so you got to remember that's the first evidence they present in a case is your 911 call. And if you haven't trained a 911 call, you're behind the eight ball.
Run it in your head. Right? You can get a lot of that.
And we do that here. Certainly, we practice that in our citizen defender classes. You should certainly check those out. We make sure that becomes part of what you do. That way, you've at least got the training on that side. So go to the website, get signed up for a class now. I mean, you really
there's
do need
so much that even in the lower levels that people you're at the lower level, and even some of our intermediate people, there's a lot. We had yesterday, I had two of my conditional junior black belts. Like, they're not adults, and we have the whole process here. They don't automatically, they have to go through our adult program. But it was, summertime, and I'll do some advanced stuff with you guys. I want you guys to work on your striking, and you guys are growing. guys, I want you to reevaluate. You know, that's a tough part. That what you did and all that training you did at a younger age, you're now more mature, you know, mentally and physically. Your dynamics have changed. So work that. We'll work something advanced. Well, in the meantime, 3 or 4 other kids come in a little bit late. I'm going to stick to what I told these black belts. And I'm showing them knife versus knife. That, hey, guys, there's more to this than what I'm showing you, but I want you guys to wrap around your head. I mean, I was drilling it into them. Because one was an excited boy, like, oh. I'm like, dude, you do not want to get into a knife fight. You do not want to use this. This is, you were in the kitchen. You like, there's a weapon there that you can use to try to equalize this fight because they have a knife. We want to be able to integrate that knife into what you guys are doing, and that's not an easy skill set. To have a tool in your hand, people think it's easy and they're just going to do this and that, and you know, until you train enough,
you have no idea.
Yeah, people are so skewed in what they think they can do.
What you can do versus what you think you can do are two different things. Yeah.
I was, you know, they're teenage boys. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm getting through to all but 1 or maybe 2 of them are giving me good facial, like, yeah, I'm following you, Coach John. Like, guys, seriously, you can bleed out in one mistake.
Seconds.
One mistake.
Yeah.
You know, I told them about these 20-somethings getting into a fight into a mall. It wasn't in the United States, but how, you know, this one kid just got hit in the carotid. That's all it takes.
Right.
Like, guys, one mistake here, and you're dead. Like, this is something you do not want to do unless you absolutely have to. But there's a ton to training, and a lot of people don't ever recognize that they had more to go. Like, they think they've got something down, and you know, the more I train, the more I think I need to train more and suck less. So, and that goes double for you, dude. You better train more.
Sir,
I give Josh so much crap. I'm always like, Josh, train more, suck less. You need to train more. You get a really good mental understanding of things, and then you kind of go, yeah. I mean, now you need hours of what you kind of register, and that's a lot of people. Like, yeah, I understand it. Yeah, you understand it up here, but your body's not connecting those things.
It's not even
you
close.
need to train, and it's a big problem with a lot of people out there. Like, I don't need it, I got it. Yeah, you might have, and you might have it up in your head, but you do not have it hands-on. You have to be putting hands-on a regular basis. All right, guys, train more, suck less. Check out our new Suck Less Challenge. That's going to be coming out on all our socials, but you can check it out at suckless.co. I almost said .com from all our other .com. So suckless.co. All right, guys, train more, suck less. Be safe out there.